Welcome to the Jason Coleman Show at Grandma's house.
That's right. We are here at Grandma Mary's playing my granddad's childhood piano. You ready, Grandma?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Hang on.
Okay, hang on. That's a good one.
Welcome to the Jason Coleman Show, and welcome to Grandma Mary. How are you doing there, Grandma?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am just so proud to be here. We are on location today at a very special place. Grandma Mary has had us over for dinner. A show.
Yeah, sure. Oh, we had cobbler, remember?
That's true. I had a little sneak preview. We had a little bit of peach cobbler before we started here, so if I want to go take a nap for a minute, you'll excuse me.
Yeah.
She fed me first, and then we're playing here. It is so good for you all to join us here today for a really special piano concert from a piano that's been meaningful to us here for a long time. Now, we've had the pleasure of doing a few shows here at your house, Grandma, over the last 3 years. And so far, we've played, there are 3 pianos here at my Grandad Floyd Cramer and Grandma Kramer's house here. One you'll see just over our shoulders here is the beautiful Steinway that I have played on a couple of different occasions for our shows. One in the other room is the beautiful white Baby Grand, and that's a great piano as well.
It is.
But this one right here beside us has some special meaning. This is the Kramer family piano that's been here in this house for, about 60 years or more. But it's been in Nashville longer than that. But this piano is the one that my Grandad Floyd Cramer first played when his parents bought him a piano for their family home in Huttig, Arkansas, back in 1939, when Grandad was just 5 years old. So this has been around for 84 years now in our family. It's the piano that Grandad first learned to play. Imagine that, Floyd Cramer first learning to play piano at 5 and 6 years old on these very keys. And today I get to play this piano.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I've told you this, but they had to, he taken piano lessons in El Dorado, Arkansas from Mrs. Anderson. That's 32 miles.
That's a long way for piano lessons.
For a little 5-year-old. Yeah. And
I reckon they paid off.
Oh, yeah, I think maybe. Yeah, it did.
Of course,
although he would memorize them, and she'd say, Floyd Jr., I know that you're not playing by the music.
I'm guilty of that. Avery, we know, is guilty of that, of playing by ear and just faking our way through.
Yeah.
But he made it work for him. Granddad played piano by ear. He played piano by reading the notes, and he played on this piano. And so today, Grandma, I've got a lineup of some of my favorite of Granddad's old songs he would have played on this piano through the years, and some old country and a couple of gospel songs you might recognize as well.
And Joe Roper played on this piano.
Oh, yes.
In Huttig when he was 14 years old.
We'll talk about that a little bit later, Grandma. We got some stories queued up.
Yeah,
so this isn't our only rodeo. I'll get Grandma back up here in a few minutes for a few more stories of the old days, but I guess for now we better get to some more music.
You gotta have to do that.
I guess so. So let's get to it. I've got this next song. Well, we started off with Flip, Flop, and Bop. Of course, one that Granddad wrote, an old boogie woogie song. Hang On, another one that he wrote. And now, though, let's go back to one that he didn't write, but he had his own version of, and I thought it was fitting for today's show. This one is called These Are the Young Years.
Yeah.
was called All Keyed Up. And we are all keyed up today here on the Jason Coleman Show at Grandma Mary's house, playing my Grandad Floyd Cramer's childhood piano. That All Keyed Up was a Floyd Cramer original, as is this next one, another song that he wrote. It's called Your Last Goodbye. This week, we're celebrating 100 episodes of The Jason Coleman Show, and you're invited to join us. Starting tomorrow, it's our Road to 100 Marathon. Tune in on Facebook or YouTube all week long from morning till night to watch episodes 1 through 99 of our show in order. And it's all leading up to our 100th episode this Sunday, September 17th at 4 p.m. Central Time, which you can watch on Facebook or YouTube. Make sure to join our new Friends of the Jason Coleman Show Facebook group to connect with more fans of the show. And remember, the Jason Coleman Show is only made possible because of your support. Joining our supporter family is the best way to support the show, get even more music, and help us reach the next 100 shows. Sign up to become a supporter at jasoncolemanmusic.com/join or by calling 833-633-8885. Thanks for watching and celebrating 100 episodes of The Jason Coleman Show. Faded Love, an old Bob Wills tune from 1950, of course. You heard that one before, hadn't you, Grandma?
Lots of times.
A couple of times. And Granddad recorded his version of this early in his career as well. I played a little bit for you, sort of like the way that he played it. And of course, Floyd Cramer ended up playing on Patsy Cline's version in 1963 as well, one of the last records that she recorded before she passed away. And Floyd Cramer's piano is on that record as well. And I know early on, thinking about some songs that would have gotten some play on this piano back in the 40s and early 50s when it grew up in my granddad's home there in Huttig, Arkansas. And I'm sure Bob Wills was a big influence on him and his music early on in his career, because in the same way that Bob Wills introduced a new kind of sound to sort of more traditional country music with that kind of big band and jazz and swing kind of feel, you know, Floyd Cramer helped do the same thing in a different direction to expand the horizons of what you thought country music could be. With the Nashville sound, it was more of a pop and a sophisticated direction, but just like Bob Wills took country in one direction, Floyd Cramer sort of must have thought the same thing. Well, if Bob Wills can do this with a country song and make it sound like this, then maybe I can put my own spin on it as well. So a lot of good Bob Wills music back in the early days that would have gotten some play on these very keys, I'm sure, around the Cramer home. So let's do one more here in honor of the great Bob Wills. Well, it's been a pretty fun day so far, hasn't it, Grandma?
It's been great.
What do you think about this old piano? How does it sound?
It sounds wonderful.
It's been around for quite a while, hadn't it?
It has.
We had it verified, you know, we had it all tuned up and checked out from our friends over at AMO Pianos not long ago. They got it all in good shape here and looked up the serial number and determined that it was 1939, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which would have been, you've always said that Granddad was 5 years old, and we had always heard that, and that lined up right. And so this very piano was purchased by Floyd Cramer's parents, who would have been my great-grandparents, in Huttig, Arkansas, in 1939 for Floyd Cramer, who was about to turn 6 years old and just starting to play the piano. So this piano, I guess, was, you all moved here to Nashville from Shreveport when you got married on your 1 year?
First wedding anniversary.
And that was 19...
Well, we got married in 54.
Let me fix your necklace right there. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead. In 54, so 1955, y'all would have moved here. But you weren't here at this house quite at that point, though, right?
No. We was at a little house on Westchester Drive. At first, it was a new house. And we had to work hard to get a down payment.
You were just saying the down payment.
And a side note we had to carry.
Woo! But that monthly payment then was, you said what?
About $70.
$70 for that house payment. Not too, I'd take that today. I'd trade you mine for that one. But you made it work. And then this piano, though, I guess was at his parents' house until y'all had moved to that house a couple of years married, and then moved it up here to Nashville.
Yeah.
And then it's been a part of the family ever since, I guess. In fact, we got a couple of pictures. These we had looked up here. Let's see. This one first, was that at...
That's at his mother and daddy's.
That's right.
And this is a picture of me.
Yes, it is. I'll show that on the screen so you all can see it.
I had short hair, cut my hair. That's when everybody's cutting their hair.
Uh-huh. So this would have been back in...
well, that was the year we married, I'm sure.
Okay, when you married and the piano's not up here yet. So that was...
And
he would have been
Shreveport.
About 20 years old or something, around 21 years old. And then this one, though, I see was right here in this exact same spot.
Yeah.
If y'all look, you can see, I'll show on the screen there for you as well. Granddad's sitting right here at this piano. Now, it looks a little different behind us here, right?
Yeah, we added the music room, the big part on.
Right.
And that where the curtains are was the back of the house, which is,
Yeah, so right behind us here, it's the big open into the music room right now. It used to be just the back wall of the house before you all tore that down and made a little more room for the pianos there. And then I love this photo, which you all can
That was
see
made
as well.
right after, Donna was not, like about 3 weeks being 3 when we moved here. And so this is made here.
The whole piano. And so right there, this piano has been on this same wall now for a little more than 60 years.
Look at the pole lamp. Yeah.
I love it.
There's Diane and there's Donna.
You look the same, Grandma. You hadn't changed it a bit. That's the truth. Look at that.
Well, I think my waist might be
Not a bit, Grandma.
a little smaller.
I love it. So this was the family piano until, I guess, the Steinway behind us came along in the early 70s. But this has always been, so this would have been in the early days when Granddad was getting started in the studio, when he would have written a couple of his signature songs here, Last Date and more, playing this very piano. And I tell you, it's funny, every piano does sound different. Anytime that I go out to different, concert halls and venues and even my piano at home, they all have a different feel. This one is just fun to play. It's got a sound to it. It's not going to be pure and pristine, like your Steinway or whatever else, but it's got some character to it, doesn't it?
It does.
It's been played through the years.
It has been played a lot.
Uh-huh.
And some banging, I'm sure, from the little kids.
A little bit from little kids, from a few generations of little kids, including mine, who you're going to see here in just a few minutes, to get to partake in a little bit here on his great-granddad's piano. But you were telling me before, so this would have been when he was a kid, one of his piano idols would have been...
Joe Roper.
Smiling Joe Roper, right?
Yes, uh-huh.
And one with the Stamps Baxter Quartet, and later on I believe it was the Melody Boys. And Granddad loved the old gospel music, and you were telling me that Joe Roper came around one time to their little town, didn't he?
Back then they would come. In fact, is this the songbook?
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at some of those things, and most of the show dates were like 200 miles radius. That was as far as they went, really.
Yeah.
And but they would come to and play at schoolhouses, back then, or little gymnasiums. And they got him to come to Huddy. And Floyd was 14 years old.
Okay.
And his mother had him for dinner.
Oh.
And so that was exciting.
Well, yeah.
And I'm sure she had fried chicken, I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
And mashed potatoes. And back then, I thought that was pretty neat. Mama never done that. But she put English peas on top of her mashed potatoes.
That's
pretty.
fancy.
Yeah, that's pretty fancy, wasn't it? But anyway, and so after they ate, he played this piano. And then they went to the concert.
Wow.
Later.
So, yeah.
But I'm sure he didn't eat very much.
That's true. So, yeah, you got a 14-year-old Floyd Cramer who idolized Joe Roper of the Stamps Baxter Quartet and came and visited his house and played this very piano in his house. Yeah. And, sort of just had to inspire Granddad even more to want to go and do that himself. And sure enough, a few years later, he did that very thing. And yeah, we found one of Granddad's old music readers. This would have been what he actually learned to read the notes on. It's got his name. I'll show it on the screen there for you. His name written there, Floyd Cramer Jr., FC, and we even found a few little handwritten notes in here showing him how to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, how to read the notes, how to read the key signatures, and lots of exercises. So it's just amazing to go back and revisit some history to just think that at some point, Floyd Cramer was not the Floyd Cramer we all knew. He was a kid and a teenager learning to play piano like anybody else.
He was an all-American boy because he had a horse. He could ride horses. He rode bicycles.
He was an athlete too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Well, speaking of Joe Roper here, I thought we ought to play at least one good old gospel song. And this is one that I looked up. I think might have been a theme song or a song that they played at a lot of their concerts and probably would have gotten some play that night when Floyd Cramer met his idol Joe Roper. And so if you don't mind, I'm going to play for a song that's called, and it's a good one for our family too, it's called Give the World a Smile. So let's do it. Each day I'll get it set up here and play a song from old smiling Joe Roper here on this piano. Well, all show long, we've been playing this beautiful piano. It's a 1939 Wurlitzer Spinet that was first owned and first played by the Kramer family. Floyd Cramer, Grandad, at 6 years old, or 5 years old, I guess, when his family first got this piano, and it's been around here for quite a while. Now, Grandma, you were 18, is that right? When you met him? And he was?
19.
19, a year older. And so Grandma did not know Floyd Cramer at 5 and 6 years old. We've only seen the pictures and we've heard the stories of a young Floyd Cramer. But we do have a little glimpse at what it might have been like to watch Floyd Cramer at 6 years old learning to play the piano, because there is another Kramer here in the family that is doing just that. And I believe it's time to introduce our special guest for today to play for you a song on his great granddad's piano. Do you want the honors, Grandma?
I will.
Okay.
Would you please welcome Avery Kramer Coleman, my little sweet great grandson.
Here he comes. Avery, how are you doing?
Good.
Oh, is it so fun to be at Grandma's house?
Yes.
Okay, bud. We have a very important song to play. Are you ready to do it?
Yes.
Okay. What is the name of the song? And it's a song that your granddad wrote. Say, Grandma, I'm going to play for you.
Grandma, I'm going to play for you Fancy Pants.
All right.
Oh, wonderful.
Let's do it. One of our favorites. So let me sit right beside you here. All right. Give me some room. Okay. Playing the same keys his great granddad played many years ago. Ready? Count us in.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Woo, take a bow.
Wow.
How about it for Avery Kramer
wonderful.
Coleman?
He nailed it.
He nailed it.
Wouldn't his granddad be proud?
Oh, my
my
goodness.
goodness. So sweet.
Well, folks, it has been quite the day here on the Jason Coleman Show. Have you had fun, Grandma?
It's been wonderful, hon.
Hey, thanks for
Yeah.
having us over. Now,
Thank y'all.
of course. Now, today has been episode number 99 of our show, which means that next week is episode number
100.
100.
Oh,
Can you believe that?
no.
We've been at this a long time,
I know,
Grandma.
I know.
It's been a wild 3.5 years, and we're so excited that next week, September 17th, we're celebrating our 100th episode of the Jason Coleman Show. Now, part of our show is going to be back home at our house, where most of our 99 previous episodes have been in our living room. But part of our show is going to be right here at Grandma's house.
Exactly.
On the piano right behind us here, actually, the big Steinway. We're going to have a big party, invite some friends to help us with the music, and our 100th episode will be celebrating the 100th birthday of another country legend right beside Floyd Cramer. September 17th, 2023 would be the 100th birthday of the great Hank Williams. And so we're having a Hank Williams concert right here at Grandma's house.
Really?
How does that sound?
Fine.
What you cooking?
Both say,
Hey, good looking. Hey, good looking. What you got cooking?
I know.
Exactly.
We used to sing those on the school bus.
Of course.
We rode, 32 miles to school.
Well, you're going to hear some familiar songs
So
next week then for our show.
I could sing one if I could sing. I know the words.
Maybe we'll just call Grandma up on stage and help us out next week.
Oh, my goodness.
And we know that a lot of y'all watch these shows, of course, after the fact. We air them every Sunday at 4 p.m. But, we also have them available for you to watch anytime online later on, too. But we would love for as many of you as you can to hop on board with us next Sunday, September 17th at 4 p.m. Central Time and watch the show live. It's going to be a lot of fun. Not just Hank Williams, but we're going to revisit some of our favorite songs as well. We'll have Avery be a part, and it's going to be a big celebration of our 100th episode next week. Mark your calendar, set your alarm, 4 p.m. Central Time, September 17th, the 100th episode of The Jason Coleman Show. And y'all remember, too, we've only been able to make it to 100 episodes and counting now because of your support. And the best way that y'all have been supporting us and can support us in the future is to join our supporter family. We have been so blessed by how many of you have come on board here the last 3.5 years to really make it possible for us to keep bringing you these shows week after week after week, 99 times and counting. Y'all make our music possible here, and also our supporters get a few extras as well. Like just not long ago, we were right here at the same piano, Grandma.
Yeah.
Remember, we had quite a wild night of music that we were live right here
I know.
and had a good time.
Yeah, we did.
Grandma got up and danced on the piano. Oh no, that
That would be a show.
that would be a show, wouldn't it?
Well, it was a beautiful show.
It was a wonderful night. We had our supporter night. It's once a month, our bonus live stream concerts we're a part of that we do some at our house and some here at Grandma's house. And so you can join our supporter family and be a part of all the fun and help us keep the shows going for another 100 episodes. You can sign up and find out more at jasoncolemanmusic.com/join, or you can call our toll-free number and sign up over the phone too, 833-633-8885. Now, Grandma, are you going to sign up on the phone or online? Where are you going to sign up to be a supporter?
I guess I'd be on phone.
Write a letter.
Yeah, write a letter. I write letters.
I know you do. I love getting a card in the mail from Grandma.
Yeah.
No, we need to get you manning the phone line, Grandma. They call that number. Y'all ought to
I know.
hook up the phone line and have Mary Kramer field your phone calls.
Why don't I?
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Get you a job.
Get,
How much did I got to pay you?
oh, I work cheap. Don't
Cornbread.
No, cornbread.
Oh my goodness. Well, Grandma, thank you for sharing your home with us here today for this very special concert.
Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for everyone that watches. So,
And on behalf of everybody, I know people have said before, thank you, Grandma, for sharing your life and sharing your sweetheart with so many people for all these years to let him make some beautiful music for all of us. So
Well,
it's
my pleasure.
his legacy keeps on going and going and going. 25, 26 years on now, and it's just beautiful to get to be a part of. So, and you're a big part of the legacy too, and we just love you so much.
I love you too.
You keep the music playing,
Yeah.
keep the bellies full around here. So we got, we'll be back here again next Sunday for our 100th show. But until then, we got one last song. And I want y'all to just to imagine with me here, thinking about this amazing piano, a 26-year-old Floyd Cramer coming home from the studio in 1960, working on perfecting a new style that would become all his own, working on a new song that would come to define his legacy. And he would do it playing these very keys, sitting on this very piano bench that he had sat on since he was 5 years old. And I'll play the song for you now. It's called Last Date. All right. Nailed it.
You're listening to The Jason Coleman Show on WSM Radio. This week, we're celebrating 100 episodes of The Jason Coleman Show, and you're invited to join us. Starting tomorrow, it's our Road to 100 Marathon. Tune in on Facebook or YouTube all week long from morning till night to watch episodes 1 through 99 of our show in order. And it's all leading up to our 100th episode this Sunday, September 17th at 4 p.m. Central Time, which you can watch on Facebook or YouTube. Make sure to join our new Friends of the Jason Coleman Show Facebook group to connect with more fans of the show. And remember, the Jason Coleman Show is only made possible because of your support. Joining our supporter family is the best way to support the show, get even more music, and help us reach the next 100 shows. Sign up to become a supporter at jasoncolemanmusic.com/join or by calling 833-633-8885. Thanks for watching and celebrating 100 episodes of The Jason Coleman Show.